All right, so Trump delivered a press conference the other day at Mar-a-Lago, and this was insane even by Trump standards. So we're going to go through a couple of the more noteworthy moments. Let's start with the most noteworthy moment. Here he is talking about how he wants Greenland to become part of the United States, and he also wants the Panama Canal to become part of the United States. By the way, an issue that wasn't even close to discussed during the campaign. Trump said nothing about Greenland. He said nothing about the Panama Canal when he was running for president. This wasn't an issue. Nobody was thinking about it. Nobody was talking about it. Now, all of a sudden, after the election, he's obsessed with this. He's also obsessed with Canada. He keeps saying Canada should be the 51st state. Right? Now, some people might look at this and say, well, I think he's kidding. I think he's trolling. That would have been an understandable thing to believe the first time he said it, but now he's like 7 times deep. So if it's trolling, it's the weirdest trolling I've ever seen because he's saying it with his full chest like he totally believes it. So here we go. Listen carefully to what they say here. This is wild.
Thank you. Wanted to touch on the world on fire that you mentioned, but let's start, if we could, with your references to Greenland and the Panama Canal, so forth. Can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
And can you tell us a little bit about what your plan is? Are you going to negotiate a new treaty? Are you going to ask the Canadians to hold a vote? What is the strategy?
Yeah, I can't assure you. You're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two.
He said, can you assure me you won't use military or economic coercion to try to make Greenland part of the U.S. and Panama part of the U.S. and Canada part of the U.S.? And he says, no, I can't promise that. Meaning, maybe we will use military coercion. Maybe we will use economic coercion to go after Greenland and the Panama Canal and Canada. Oh my God, bro.
But I can say this. We need them for economic security. The Panama Canal was built for our military. I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be.
He was asked again about the military. He says, I'm not going to commit to not using the military. Oh my God.
You'll have to do something. Look, the Panama Canal is vital to our country. It's being operated by China.
That's totally made up. It's completely not true. Does China have business there? Yes. Is the Chinese government in control of the canal? No. It's literally like private companies of China that are there among other people from other countries. Like this is just, it's like Cold War level fear-mongering, the way that they used to fear-monger about the Soviet Union. It's doing that about China now.
And we gave the Panama Canal to Panama. We didn't give it to China. And they've abused it. They've abused that gift. It should have never been made, by the way. Giving the Panama Canal is why Jimmy Carter lost the election, in my opinion.
That's completely made up.
More so maybe than the hostages.
Oh, my God. Where was this on the campaign trail? Weird. You didn't put front and center that you're willing to maybe go to war with Greenland and the Panama Canal and Panama, the country of Panama, and Canada. You didn't say anything about this on the campaign trail. By the way, to all the people in MAGA who were so convinced that Trump was anti-war. Well, now we know there's high-level conversations going on right now about just how much we should invade Mexico and start war with Mexico over the drug cartels. High-level conversations about just how much we should do war with Iran. So we got hawkishness on Mexico, on Iran, on Greenland, on the Panama Canal, and on Canada. Are all of you going to come out and get on your knees and admit that you were fucking wrong? That you were completely and utterly and disgustingly wrong? They're not going to do it. Nobody's going to do it. In fact, what did I tell you? You know how MAGA will react when something like this happens? They flip on a dime and they'll pretend like they never were anti-war, right? In fact, Jack Posobiec, one of the biggest cheerleaders for MAGA, so he does this. He tweets, I had to do it. Ready? Watch this. This is what he's celebrating. You ready?
Greenland and the Panama Canal, so forth. Can you assure the world that as you try to get control,
gave Trump the Chad face here,
of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
Gives him the laser eyes. They go, oh, cool guy, bro. Trump's a cool guy, bro. Trump's a badass, bro. Bro, he just said maybe we do go to war with Greenland. Maybe we do go to war with Panama. Maybe we do steal those territories. Maybe we do take Canada. Hey, maybe we have to use coercion, economic or military. Bro, he's warmongering with these countries. Isn't that so base, bro? Based Chad Donald Trump, warmongering. But by the way, what happened to America first? I thought we are struggling to take care of everything within our own borders as they're currently constituted. Los Angeles is completely on fucking fire right now and burning down. And you want to bring in Greenland? You want to add to the country when we just had a spike of 18% in homelessness in this country last year, and that's a conservative figure. 770,000 homeless people. We haven't put a roof over everybody's head. We have homeless veterans in this country, and you're trying to expand? Guys, understand, this is just imperialism. Like, you have to call it what it is. This is just imperialism. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Trump's an imperialist. So he skipped right over, oh, I'm anti-war, and Kamala's a warmonger, and Liz Cheney's a warmonger. The second he wins the election, all of a sudden it's, forget just being pro-war, forget just being a neocon. I'm an old school imperialist. We don't even need some sort of a rationalization or justification about being on a civilizing mission, which usually is what happens. What empires do is they lie to themselves internally about being on some sort of civilizing mission and saving people in lands that they conquer. They're not even bothering with that. It's just like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Why? Because I want it. That's why. He's a child. He's a toddler. He has the brain of a baby. He reminds me of, for those of you who haven't seen Back to the Future 2, watch it. There's the character Biff in Back to the Future 2. That's who Trump is. He's Biff from Back to the Future 2. Completely greedy, completely selfish, completely narcissistic, cares about nobody else but himself, and trying to create a legacy come hell or high water in a way that he somehow rationalized in his own mind, makes him this glorious great man, probably wants to compare what he's trying to do here to the Louisiana Purchase or some shit. Bro, we are way past that era of politics in this country. Way past it. And this sort of action, by the way, makes it way more likely other countries will start abandoning the US dollar, moving towards BRICS, because there's stability with China. There's predictability with China. With the US, you have a fucking moron, insane person who could wake up on any given day and say, we're going to take over our neighbor. Who wants to work with them? Who wants to, hold hands and sing Kumbaya, pretend like everything's cool when this is how unstable the president is on our side? I never want to hear another fucking word from anybody ever about how, oh, Trump's anti-war, Trump's anti-war. This is the most pro-war shit I've ever seen in my life. It is insane. Not even George W. Bush and Dick Cheney, the neocons, they wouldn't even talk about, let's steal Greenland from Denmark. Let's steal the Panama Canal. Let's bully Canada repeatedly and joke about them becoming the 51st state. Let's not rule out military action. There's no part of this that's helping the American people. None. All right, now, by the way, let's finish with this on this topic. So in this Trump press conference, of course, you heard him consider military force to take Greenland and Panama. He also said he'd use economic force to get Canada to become the 51st state. That's great. So, in other words, let's not sanction Israel, who's committing a genocide right in front of our eyes, bombing babies and starving babies on a regular basis. Don't sanction them, but sanction our neighbor Canada, who did nothing wrong. I'm telling you, mosquito IQ. Then we get this, ready? Trump suggests Hezbollah were involved in the January 6th insurrection. What do you even say to this one? What? Hezbollah was involved in January 6th? What kind of weird cope right-wing brainworms is this? And then, finally, I'm sure all you heard this. Trump wants to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Because, he's laser focused on those issues that'll help your life. He's trying to lower rent. He's trying to lower healthcare costs. He's trying to lower the price of eggs. He's really focused on those kitchen table issues, like renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. This guy has a baby brain. And anybody who goes along with it, you're just outing yourself as not being bright. It's time for everybody to tell the truth about what's happening in front of our eyes. That this guy is completely and utterly unhinged, and he should be nowhere near any position of power. He shouldn't be a manager at an Arby's, never mind the President of the United States of America.
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.